just keep repeating yourself.
All right, yo,
So
what the fuck is going on YouTube? So we're about to shoot a podcast. My cousin's here on the phone with her. I'm here with my cousin Dan too. We got the 3 Ds. We got D for Dan, D for Dez, D for DeAndre, right? And we're coming at you with the first episode of the Black Sheep Trio. That's what we're naming this new channel. On this new channel, I'm going to do blogs and shit. I'm going to do podcasts and shit. But I'm still going to be posting on my other channel too. So I just got to take a break from that right now. While I get my setup moved over. Yeah, as you can see, I'm not at my normal spot. I moved my spot, so yeah. Let's get into it.
So where do we end off?
Introduce yourself, because we're all new to this channel, so.
Oh, we're starting off from scratch.
Yeah, so
all
I
right,
just introduced myself.
Cool.
Yeah. Wait. So we just did a whole segment. We had a whole 20-minute, at least 25-minute thing going. And
because it hasn't been recording this entire time.
Yeah, we basically ran into some issues because my computer, it did some bullshit with the recording, put it on loop, so I had to restart everything. But we're back here now. We're going. Let's do it.
All right.
What's your name and your age?
Dan, and I'm 40. I'm kind of semi-retired. I mean, I do work a little bit. We
could just say you're an entrepreneur, right?
Entrepreneur, there we go. That's a
go.
Great term for it.
Put online, yeah.
But, my main focus right now is getting my house finished. I bought
Where
a new
we're
house.
at? This is his house?
This is the house. There's still a bit of work to do. And I've been just enjoying life. Trying new things, like the podcast.
Yeah.
We'll eventually be doing our own, but
Yep.
it's all on you, D.
Hey.
Let's hear about you, buddy.
Well, I'm D. I started my other channel, Broke Society, because that's what we're living in today. And over there, I have 5 videos up so far. I talk about the dating life and the dating scene over there, you know. But right now, I'm still working a 9 to 5. I work at an HVAC company. I'm trying to break that though. This bitch right here. We're supposed to start a company.
Not the B word.
Oh yeah, the B word. What's your name?
What's up, guys? I'm Dez. D and I are gonna do a partnership and do a food truck this summer. But also we are doing the podcast, the Black Sheep Trio, right?
Yep.
That's what we decided.
This is our new channel, the Black Sheep Trio.
Yep. So I think I'm gonna do like my segment as like Des Talks, and I'll just have a whole bunch of random stuff on there between like podcasts and just doing like some interviewing in like public, and maybe some type of vlogging. I think would be cool, you know, as we like work on our houses and stuff and get our stuff together. I think it'd be cool to see how we develop and whatnot.
Yeah.
The hardest thing with vlogging though that I've thought about is like coming up with ideas. Like,
dude,
what are you gonna do? Because like, what if your day is so boring? Like, what if your day is so boring?
You can do anything, dude. You can do people like.
And we're always doing
cooking.
shit.
You can do cooking. You can do
fixing the house.
Yeah.
Doing a podcast.
Going
to the gym.
Going to a festival. I mean, you can just all you have to do is have a camera on you with the mic, and you're good to go. You can walk through, and they can hear every conversation you have. I mean, you have to like get consent from people to like record what they say, but most people are going to be down for it unless they really put themselves out there, and that's on, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, mine's going to be more like relationship-esque. Trying to understand the age gap more, because that is a really weird subject. Some people are okay with age gaps. Some people are anti-age gap. I've learned over the last year, just hanging out with my cousins alone, it doesn't really matter the age as long as you get along. There's age is really kind of nothing. I get along more with the youngers, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So that'll be mine.
Okay.
You're gonna show about how you're hip and.
Yeah, hip. How I'm not as lame as I was. Yeah.
Yeah.
We can go with that. Hip is a great term.
Honestly, I think you feel youthful just because you're like finding yourself also.
Yeah, I've
You know.
definitely done a lot of new stuff this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're forgetting about one person, so who are you?
Angel. Just actually turned 24 gracefully. Another proud year.
It does. Why you gotta cut him off like that? Look at this.
She's been holding that
This
in for the last
podcast
20
etiquette.
minutes.
Hold the mic. You can talk in it right now.
Yeah, we didn't say our age. Are we saying
the
age?
Yeah, I said age. I
You
said
said
I was
age?
40. Yeah.
Oh, my bad.
All right.
See, that just caught me
You
off
know what
guard.
it is.
I
Put
was
the
like,
block.
Don't, no, not
till they're
us. Not that when we're done. Wait till she's done.
I didn't know he said age.
I think I said something funny.
Okay.
I don't know if I said something funny, but okay.
All right, go.
So, what was the topic of?
No.
what
Introduce yourself. What's your name? Age?
Okay, I did, and I did my age.
No, but do it again because they had cut you off.
Okay,
So
yeah. So, my name's Angel, aka Playboy Glock.
Yo, Playboy Glock. Now I gotta laugh at you. All right, what?
I'm going back to this whole like they cut you
24,
off. I
just
was
gracefully
respectful.
turned 24.
She's over here laughing like
New
a
year,
hyena.
get bread, get ahead. That's the motto.
You bald-headed bitch. I know you're not talking about me being a hyena.
Yo, why over here calling him a bald-headed bitch?
Because I call her a hyena.
Don't spill your drink over there. You got 1 week. No, but I was caught off guard because I didn't know Dan said his age. I didn't say my age, so he's like gracefully 24 or some shit. Like, what the fuck is that?
Dad looks over at me. She's like, "Am I supposed to say my age?" And I was like, "I did."
Fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
That
it's
just
okay.
that just took me out because
It's
I'm like,
okay.
where did he get this? Why are we throwing age in here?
All right, so before the whole shit had fucked up, and I noticed that
It fucked up
Dan
again?
and I were talking because you were on the phone with that bitch,
Okay,
whatever
yeah.
it was. So
Bitch was right.
you are 40 years old. I'm 20 years old. Obviously, it was a different time period when we had went to school. My generations had like phones and different means of communications and shit. What the fuck are you doing?
I gotta head out, guys.
You gotta go?
Yeah.
It's okay. We're good. We got this.
Yeah.
Yo, can you at least unplug your mic?
Yeah, I got you.
No, yeah. All right. Thank you very much.
Get your back.
Or actually,
Love y'all.
Yep.
plug that mic back in
Fuck. And give it to
Oh.
and give it to Angel.
Aki, here's a mic for you.
I'm gonna move right here.
Alright, but maybe
Watch out
you
for
want to
keys.
move over.
In her phone.
All right. See it, Des.
Love you guys.
Whatever. All right. I got you. Yo, pass that really quick. All right. Now the boys talk. What the fuck
There
is
we go.
going on, guys? All right. So we got Angel D&D. What
Right.
the fuck is this shit?
AKA first name Derek, so actually triple D.
That's facts. So
Oh, shit.
we still got the 3 Ds in the bitch. All right. So Dan, so you went to school in a different time period.
Yes.
You guys didn't have phones and shit, right? Or did you have phones? How was that? Cause you're 40, so you're not too old, honestly.
I don't think we had cell phones. I don't think we had them. I think they just started rolling out when I was like for everybody around the age of 18, 19 and no, 1920. So like they just started rolling out publicly. I mean, you might have had one, but you had one that was like that big. You might have had a car phone before a
Damn,
cell
that's
phone.
facts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
A car phone was around well before the cell phone was.
You guys didn't have cell phones.
Not like that, no. I mean,
So-
like I said, if there were around, they were rare. Like, I don't remember seeing them. No one popped up a camera phone in
Like
school.
people with like money had like phones and shit.
I don't even think it was people that had money. Like, I mean,
It was just government type shit. Like what?
it was more like businesses and stuff like that. I think maybe the principal might have had a cell phone. Like the higher ups, but it was not a common thing to have a cell phone. Like the most popular phone on the market at that point in time was like the Nokia brick phone. Like, do you remember
should
the
hop out that
old
game.
Nokia brick phone, the one that you can like bury in cement and you can dig it up 20 years, 30 years later and it still like rings and shit?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the kind of shit we had. I mean, my
Okay.
first phone was a Nokia brick phone.
Colossal foam.
Yeah, yep. I got that thing because I worked at Staples. So basically, it was you got it free for working, and you bought the phone and you got the plan for free, and yeah, it was just kind of like new to me at that point in time. You had I don't think there was not even cameras back then. On the phone, it was just the phone.
There were cameras, but not on the phone.
No, not on the phone, not on the phone. You were still using digital cameras. Digital cameras were the thing at the time. So in high school, there was probably digital cameras, but mostly still film. Still film. We're talking right before the 2000s.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, it's definitely a different generation. I mean, now all you do is you see them walking around with phones.
Yeah, talking on the phone in the hall and shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, since there was different time periods, what was the craziest situation, like the wildest like situation that happened when you went to school? Like, what made your school like kind of headline? And where did you go to school?
Well, headline, Geneva High School. Headline in New York. The headline for our school was probably at the time it was football. We were one of the better teams in the area. But honestly, the thing that makes remember school so well, especially like the second year of high school, we were the first basically grade to have or generation to have the policing in the school, but it wasn't like a cop. It was more of just hiring a random civilian off the street and gave him power to
almost like a security guard.
Yeah, but with no security guard like skill. It was more of just, can you come in, help out, and if they act up, you have the right to snatch them up and stuff like that.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that was a lot more common back then.
So like a simulated discipline system.
Yeah. But it's people that had no appropriate training, so I mean it was a good concept, except for the fact that like they put their hands on you disrespectfully. I mean, if my kid ever had their hands put on that way, they'd probably end up in intensive care. Like I remember, I did a couple dumb things in school, but I think the worst thing that happened to me was I was choked out by the disciplinary officer. Like literally, like choked out in the hallway to put me in like submission. Yeah.
What were you doing?
I cussed out a teacher and I tried to leave the school, so he put me in a chokehold and kind of just held me down. But I mean, like, imagine even a cop doing that nowadays. Like, if a cop does that nowadays, that's going to be in the news. I mean, he's going to get paid leave. Cops don't just get like in trouble and everything's good. Like, they get paid leave for how many? As long as the trial's in place. 9 times out of 10 they keep their job afterwards. But if a civilian did something like that, I mean, you're talking that would have been some jail time, putting your hands on a minor. So it's kind of weird. That's why I think the generations we have now, where it's more of like, you can't do this, you can't do that, it's kind of funny because we didn't have those options back then. Like, if we didn't like something, we just dealt with it. Like, we couldn't say it hurt my feelings, so please don't do that, because it didn't work that way. It didn't work that way. You just either dealt with it, you sucked it up, and moved along.
Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, now, like, I mean, most schools let the kids have the cell phones in class.
Yeah.
They're not going to tell them no, because that would start a chain reaction of something that they don't want to deal with, because it's going to end up probably falling back on them for trying to discipline the child.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It definitely will, because I feel like if a teacher touches a child nowadays, the parent is just gonna show up at the school and be like, yo,
Not even
why
touch the
you-"
child. Imagine if they took the cell phone from the kid. I mean,
Well,
like,
I mean that's very common.
I get it.
At least when I was in school, it was
I get
common.
it. I get it though, but you know, there's going to be that one parent or the one child that says that's worth $700 or $1,000. You can't take that. That's robbing somebody. You know it's coming. You know it's coming. You know somebody's going to be sensitive about a teacher taking something from a child, and that's going to be the last of it. Then there's going to be no more discipline there forward. What are you going to do? Okay, you're using your cell phone, so you're going to stay after school. Well, if they don't stay after school, what are you going to do? You can't force them to stay after school.
I mean, I've definitely been in a class where, like, say, health teacher or something. Because when I was in school, the health teacher was that's what she did. She took phones, but like, she would take the phone, and there would be students that'd be like, yo, that's mine. Like, you don't pay for that. You can't take that. And like, she takes it, and it's like,
right. But I
really
mean,
do anything.
look at all the frivolous lawsuits and things that had to been changed because of people's feelings and sensitivities. I mean, eventually they're going to say you can't take that because that's my security. That's my, like, they have the security pets, like the pets you take with you when you have like anxiety or depression or like issues like being out in public, or you have like this or that it allows you some kind of special privilege because of whatever issue you have. You don't think it's one step away from, if a doctor is getting paid enough, they're going to write a note saying that cell phone is their only way to function in society because it's their way to detach for X amount of time every day? You get what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying, but that's not what anyone would do.
You don't think so?
If they did, that's real different. They have a special case of addiction to that phone.
But listen, everybody has their own addiction. I mean, like, but technology has become addiction. Every generation is getting worse. Little kids are given tablets right off the bat. I'm not saying that there's not educational purposes to those too, but when you put a tablet in front of a kid and you just let it run for hours a day,
oh yeah, the kid's a fiend.
You're melting their brain into something that requires technology to survive. If you turned off the power for 24 hours and everybody's cell phone was dead, can you imagine the conversations that would go on? People would hate each other.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Agree. It forced people that don't want to talk to each other to talk. It would that little bit of glue holding relationships together. Relationships would destruct. Most people have nothing in common. They just want to be together because they don't want to be lonely. Let them talk for a little while.
Which proves that times have definitely changed over a course of many years, and not just a few.
Only reason relationships are lasting as long as they are is because people can go into their phones and hide for a while. TikTok videos, Snapchats, Instagrams, Facebooks, you name it. It's out there.
I really hate to break it to you, but it's like, I feel like relationships nowadays only last as long as they do because now we have social media that's in play. Back then, marriages lasted because we didn't really have means of social media.
Right. But
social media changed the game. The divorce rates are at 50% to 60% now.
Okay, yeah, but prove to me that
in first world countries.
Prove to me that divorce rates. Show me some kind of hard facts that divorce rates have changed ever since social media has been out.
I can definitely show you. I can definitely. They haven't lowered. They've only risen because of social media.
Divorce rates.
Yes.
That means people aren't staying together.
Right.
Regardless. So
because
social media is contributing to the problem because if the divorce rate. Okay, that's what I'm saying. People. No one wants when the phones are down. People realize that there's nothing in common. Everybody hides away. They hide away in dreamland TikToks where they show like the perfect whatever that doesn't even exist. Look at these relationships that have failed on TikTok. I mean, social media isn't helping. None of this. The thing is back in the day, at least when you wanted to do something, you did it. You went out and did it. Like, okay, so what are we doing today, honey? Well, we'll go out to a movie. Oh, we'll go out to let's go back in time. let's go back in time. Let's go back to the 30s and 40s and 50s. If you wanted to do something, you went to a drive-through, not necessarily a movie theater. I'm saying like a food restaurant. Everybody would gather. You'd all talk. You'd laugh. You'd fight. Whatever. I mean, whatever the situation is. Now you all get in a group chat and you share memes and jokes and stuff like that, but nobody's really getting personal. But now when you all get together, you guys realize real quick what you don't have similarity-wise. We're losing that personal touch. Technology has destroyed the personal touch. And that's okay, though, because it's just evolution. We're never going to revert back to before technology, but if we ever ran into a situation where we didn't have it, we'd be fucked.
We definitely would be fucked because we wouldn't know how to communicate.
We wouldn't know how to do a lot of things.
Lot of
we are
be
too reliant
awkward
on
in
it.
life.
It's not even just that. Fuck the communication aspect of things, like just talking to each other. Yes, relationships, family, all that kind of shit. Not even just relationships like husband and wife.
We're really going off on a tangent really quick. So, I asked you, what was the crazy thing that happened when you went to high school? What did you say? What did you say again?
The enforcement.
So the enforcement.
I don't know how we got the cell phones. You switched subjects, dog.
All right, so Angel, so you are how old?
24.
So you're 24. So we all had went to school in kind of a different time period, but ours is more close. What was the craziest thing that happened when you were in high school? Like what had headlined your high school? Because you had went to high school in a couple of different states, but what was the craziest high school situation that you had?
Probably Mountain Range, honestly, bro. I did most of my schooling there, and I mean,
where's Mountain Range?
The only craziest thing about that was that I was in a different state. It was in Colorado. I used to live there about 4 years. Came back, I want to say 2 or 3 or 4 years ago. But during that time, like,
yo, pause, nigga, you are ashy, bro.
The only real craziest thing is that, like, I don't know, just like average normal school activity, like the drama, and then aside from the drama, just a bunch of kids that just had their own issues going on in life, I guess. You know, some kids could either focus and want a career, or
what was that situation that headlined your high school?
Probably losing my virginity, to be honest.
No, that didn't headline your high school.
I mean, you did ask. It sounded like it was like a personal moment.
What headlined your high school?
Like,
what made
made it good? Probably just a bunch of the...
Not even good. Like, was there a situation like a drug bust? Was there a crazy situation?
That, really?
No. I mean, final exams.
In none of the high schools that you would ever went to, there's nothing crazy that happened like that.
No. You got lucky.
Yeah, your high schools were boring.
Yeah.
For Colorado, even? Like, really? I was expecting something with, like, mad weed.
I mean, Columbine had their crazy spiel.
Well, yeah.
And I went to school actually right down the street from there.
90s.
We actually played on some of the sports teams, played with their schools and stuff. But some of those kids, some of those kids are traumatized, probably, I would still today say, because, you know, generational thing.
So I feel like when I was in high school...
Thankfully, no school shootings when I was in school either. Yeah, that was a plus.
Yeah, facts. Like I always prayed every single day. I'd be like, yo, let me just make it to graduation with no shootings, and we're good.
I thought it was going to happen the last couple of years we were in school because, like, they had those enforcers in there, and I was like, you know, I'm not sure what's going to happen. Are we going to have something pop off here, too, or...
You know, I always thought that there was that, like, one, like... weird kid or something, like, because there was a couple of kids that I went to school with. Some of them wore trench coats and shit, and some just wore weird shit. And the worst part is,
for a majority of my high school, up until like the last year, I was that weird kid. I was the one that just didn't talk to anybody. I did my own thing just because I was socially awkward. I mean, come to find out down the line, I'm on the spectrum a little bit for social, like, cues and stuff like that, which probably inhibited me in high school. But it's not nearly as bad now because most people are used to it.
All right. Just had to make sure we were still rolling.
No, you're good.
So I feel like when I was in high school, I feel like the situation that had headlined, I mean, anyone who's watching this video and knows about it is going to know because it was, But my school, I went to Mid Lakes. A kid, I'm not gonna name names because it's such a small world. But like a kid.
Can I smoke this on
Yeah.
here? Okay, I wasn't sure how YouTube standards are.
But a kid had brought in pot brownies, I guess. From what I heard, from what I understand, brought in 2 trays of pot brownies and gave them out to the football team. And were giving out to like the students and shit. And the football team knew what they were, and so did everybody that had took one. But there is one girl that had took. I heard she ate 2 whole ones at the same time, and
She was fucked up.
she really got fucked up. She had to go to the hospital, and she like ratted on the kid and shit, and it was in the news for like a bust and shit. But like
Yeah, 2 cookies at that age. Yeah, she was definitely
2 brownies.
Twisted. Oh, brownies. Yeah, she was twisted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it was her.
She saw purple unicorns and trees moving. Is what she saw. Like talking and shit.
It was her
like,
junior year.
Oh yeah, she was twisted. She got that special kind of high, like that.
And it's a female too, so know it's like.
No,
extra.
dude. You know what though?
Females can't hold themselves. I don't know what that is. They act dumb and silly.
You realize you're on camera talking, and to all these people right now, there's going to be females listening, and you are saying something that makes no sense.
That's why we have a term called white girl wasted. You don't hear white boy wasted.
I love my family to death, but I'll tell you right now, we had a male cousin that if he smoked weed, he literally he didn't know how to speak anymore, and when he did, it sounded like he was slow. And I'm not trying to be mean in the least, because I know I sound like that sometimes when I'm high, but it has nothing to do with male and female. I swear to God, I smoked with so many women. I smoked with so many men. They act exactly the same. It just depends on the person and their body chemistry and their mentality. And it's not even like because they're slow or because they're always funny. It's just because weed reacts differently in everybody. It's any drug.
That's facts. Cause I have a friend. He's a guy. Mm-hmm. He can't even touch like anything with THC in it, because as soon as he hits that shit, he just freaks out and just like.
Some people get really bad anxiety. Some people lose all their anxiety. Like I lose mine. I mean, unless I'm like in a car, and then even if I'm not driving and the person's sober driving, I still get anxiety.
I'm not gonna name names, but like, for whoever was there and knows, but like, we're talking about the same kid. We had made him, not really made him, because he was holding the fucking lighter and hitting the bong, but he had snapped it, and he like after that he just went to this person's bathroom and just got like in like the corner and was like, yo, I can't do it, I'm gonna die, like I'm gonna kill myself, going off. And I was like, what the hell?
It makes certain things like I know people that can't handle even a microdose of mushrooms, and I know people that I know women that can handle over an eighth and still act reasonably okay. Like they're not even like tripping. It just seems like they're just having a good time. And I know people like me. Sometimes I can have a half a gram of shrooms and I'm okay. I'm just enjoying life. Sometimes I can have a gram and a half and be the same way. Sometimes I can have a gram and a half and I feel like my face is melting off my skin or off my bones, and I'm just kind of like soaking into whatever. I'm in the couch, the bed, whatever. And let's go one step farther, like acid or LSD. People I know have done that, and they've seen birds and shit that weren't even there.
Yeah, I don't know about all that.
I've never seen anything like that. I've definitely walked a lot. I've laughed a lot.
I've never indulged in anything like that.
It's a experience all on its own, and it's not built for everybody. It's not built for everybody. You kind of have to have the ability to have a mind that can let go for a minute and not freak out when you go down the rabbit hole. Because that's basically what you're doing, is you're going down the rabbit hole.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm a weed smoker, but I've tried mushrooms a couple of times. Mushrooms are not for me. Them shits. Woo, buddy.
Some people can but it's yet again, it's the person's body and it's the person's mind. It's what you can allow yourself to let go of for sometimes hours. I mean, like mushrooms can keep you going for like 5 hours. I mean, it's like a little roller coaster. You'll have high points and low points, but yeah.
Okay, so Angel, do you have anything that you want to say for the pod? Like, do you want to start a new topic? Do you want to start a conversation? Like what? Ask us a question.
Well, really good one would probably be about the future of the country we live in.
What about the future of the country that we live in? Because I
feel
feel like
there's gonna be a war, or do you think there's not gonna be a war?
I really I'll talk about this, but I'm not a political person at all. So
It has nothing to do with politics. There's nothing to do with politics.
This whole war does have a lot to do with politics, so it's like.
But politics aside, will or will there not be a war?
There will be a war only because no one knows how to come to an agreement and
that's the problem. Exactly.
Settle things out. You know what I'm saying? Because
I want to let the nerd flag fly. I mean, according to Star Trek, I like Star Trek. I watch all the movies, all the shows.
That's the best government to live in.
Yep. There was one last civil war that led to the last World War, and that's how we kind of establish stuff. Now they say stuff like 30% of the population would be lost, but on a lot of aspects of things, and this is really kind of shitty to say, but like Thanos was in Marvel. I mean, let's go with nerd culture. He removed half of the universe's population on a cosmic scale. Yeah. So is there some kind of rationality to that? Maybe. I mean, look how many people are homeless, poverty ridden. Look how low our resources are getting. I mean, our gas is becoming so high because they know they can abuse that. They know there's only so much to go around.
I feel like our gas prices are also politics, but let me not talk about that.
Yeah. Let's not do it as a politic thing. Like I said, like the whole thing is we are going to be on the brink of a civil war. It's basically who lights that fuse. It's not a civil war.
It's not going to be a civil war.
It's going to be
a war with China and Russia.
No, it's going to start off as a civil war.
Civil dispute.
Civil war. We're already in a civil war now. If you haven't noticed it,
we've been in a civil war since Obama got in office.
Right, but we have not had massive bloodshed yet, and that's going to come. Now, that might not pop off until the World War pops off, but there's going to be something because this massive divide we have culturally, it's not even just politics. Yes, politics are a big thing, the blue, the red, the green, the white, the whatever. It's getting kind of extra. And only certain ones have a voice, which doesn't help anything either. But we're religiously divided on a mass scale, and it's not even accepted by most people. Like, if you don't believe
religiously, it's so much.
I know it's so much. It's so much. It's culturally. It's on every. There's a high
culture. It's politics. It's race, dude.
There's a high school in New York, in our area, that has a satanic ritual club, and people are losing.
What one is that? What high school is this?
We
need to expose them.
No, it's
what one is it?
No, but here's the thing, D. Okay, yeah. What is wrong with people doing what they want to do?
Wait. What high school is it?
I want to say it's Hornell, but I could be wrong.
Hornell's? I don't know. That definitely sounds like a college. I've only heard of the college.
No, it's a high school thing. It's a high school club. It was on Finger Lakes 1. Okay, so mind you, let's just say it's out there. What is the difference between that club and what if you wanted to do a club that was about movie making, but they decided the movies you make have to be all educational purposes only. You can never make a movie that's not educational.
All right, gang, let me break it down for you. So they are a satanic club.
Yeah.
So they're
But
indulging in Satan and the demon.
No,
the
I
devil.
understand that, but like
they are doing acts of not God.
What's the difference between that and Wiccan?
My
culture?
acts are educational. My acts are more on the biblical side versus theirs. If you really want to put it into comparison.
So if you make a movie in high school about like one dude in high school trying to get some ass, that's biblical. That's educational.
That's nature. That's how God made us. He made us horny for some ass. So if the dude's trying to get some ass, he's trying to get some ass.
I have a question.
What?
What is the devil's name?
Satan.
No. What is Satan's name?
I don't remember, but it's
Lucifer.
No, it's something deeper than that.
No,
it's something deeper than that. But that's
go with the name Lucifer. What is the definition of Lucifer?
I can't tell you because I don't indulge in that.
Bringer of light.
Okay. But maybe light's evil. Maybe we need to be in the darkness. Have you ever thought about that?
Or we've been in the dark, or we've been in the darkness too long, and everything comes to the light.
What's right and what's wrong? Because if you follow a Christian person's
can you turn your sound off on your phone so the mics don't pick that up?
If you follow a Christian person's belief down to a T, right? Okay, let's say you do. Let's say you're by the Bible. Whose Bible?
It's the white man's Bible. No. If you really want to go to the Bible, you have to go to like.
No. Okay. But go to any Bible. I have a question. Where does it say that it's okay for you to be a hoe? Because I know you've been a hoe. Don't act like you're innocent. Now, where in the Bible does it? Where is it? Where is the Bible? Does it say that overindulging in alcohol or
the book of
cannabis is okay?
It doesn't say that those things are okay, but it doesn't say that. Well, God turned the water into wine.
Do you have gay cousins?
Yes.
Where in the Bible does it say that gay is okay?
It says that it's not okay, but.
But do you accept your cousins?
Yes, I love my cousins.
So listen, here's the deal.
But I'm also not down to earth super Christian like that. Like I'm not.
It doesn't matter.
Not Mormon. I'm not like you gotta follow this.
Here's the deal. If you believe in a certain culture, you gotta believe through it, or you really don't believe. I mean, because technically you're indulgent. You're gonna go to hell just for accepting your cousins.
Okay, well, like I can accept them. Because they're my family, and God would understand at the end of the day. But I'm not gonna indulge in any of that activity because I don't do that. I think that's sin.
You think a true?
I think that's sin.
You think a true Christian would a true Christian?
I think that's sin, but God forgives us for our sins.
But you think they would be okay with you not trying to convert your cousin back to normal? They have camps that basically convert you back.
Yes, Chick-fil-A does. So, I feel like I would be targeted as homophobic to the fullest if I tried to do that. That would not be accepting. Because why would I be saying that I'm accepting? I'm trying to convert you back.
So, do you believe in God or do you believe in your own image, your own personal image? You know what I'm saying, though?
I believe in God and I believe in science.
Right. So, but the whole thing is you can't but I'm saying though, if you went to a real like a true 100% Christian, you told them that, they would look at you like you're not Christian.
If they were 100% Christian,
like 100%,
they would know that they would know that God is understanding and forgives. So,
unfortunately, the world don't work that way.
Unfortunately,
that's kind of why. That's kind of why I'm pagan, because I think that if every religion kind of in the past has had their own form of symbolic rocks, stone structures, or anything that was before, and each race, as far as Norse, Celtic, and even the Greek pantheon. So I kind of think that there's a lot more than just one person, because there's a lot for one person to do. And if God had angels, that showed that he still needed some people to help him, because if he was to take everything on by himself, he wouldn't need the angels.
See, I'm the kind of person, I'm better off not believing in a faith, because I take things out of context extremely. Like when people say God created you in his image, right? Mm-hmm. Well, why would I believe in God when I can just believe in myself? Because if he created us in his image, I mean, doesn't that necessarily mean we're all each our own God?
And physically, just as an
right,
example.
So do we worship him or do we worship ourselves because we're all our own God? I mean...
So that goes back to, are we all divine, or we just haven't earned our sense because hence our pineal gland is either blocked
maybe we have not reached the level of ascension that maybe he's achieved. You know, I mean, like ascension. The reason why I think he ascended and he wasn't resurrected, like I mean, he was resurrected, but he wasn't. Like when he died, or if he died, whatever the case may be. I mean, like
or whatever the story to tell.
The extended sabbatical he took. You know what I'm saying? Like what? Like he died on the cross, but he was resurrected. I mean, then he didn't die. He was resurrected. You know, like I mean,
would you be open to the thought of aliens though too?
What?
The thought of like there being like an alien as like the
actually
higher power?
Guys, if you guys ever also seen the voice box on YouTube, that actually you should probably, I don't know if you guys, he's a Cody guy. He actually gets this voice box that actually can talk to the people that have passed away, and it's very interesting. He actually just did a video last night about this. Aliens are supposed to be seen as harmful, but there are and as far as I know in the voice call, they are a lot of them come in gray or a darkish color, and as far as what this video was saying. So it kind of seems to me that as far as aliens go, these grays, as an example, are definitely real. And I've also found out that the reason that aliens don't show themselves, and here's a really good one, the sun, something about UV rays, they're nocturnal beings. So they have to be in oceans or under ice caps.
I think the reason why they have turned that way, if they did turn that way, like little green men or little gray men, I think we are just distant ancestors or projects that they had on different planets. Like okay, well we're gonna put these people in this situation and we're gonna give them this kind of like guidance. We're going to see how they turn out. We're going to go over here and do this again. But the reason why they look different than us is because years of evolution that we still haven't gone through yet. And like you said, if they can't go in the sun, I mean, hypothetically, it might be just because of years of being exposed to those kind of rays where they just, like, instead of being sunburnt.
Whew. That's my type. All right, what?
Which proves the point.
I'd steal that type from you.
Which proves that there are multicellular beings of a different level of humanoid or the human spectrum. I mean, there's probably
if you look at it, there has to be, bro. You go back to ancient Egypt hieroglyphs, and there's angels. Like there's taller people with wings. So it's
hence these people worship them as God-like idols. That's why I go back pagan, because Christianity admits that it adopted the pagan views as far as some of the things. That's why some things are always similar, but they always see pagan as people as the anti. They're just most of Europe was all pagan. They were all pagan.
Hypothetically, say they wanted to make a statement and God was an alien, right?
Mm-hmm.
God was an alien. They pinned him up on a cross. They took him up. They took him off. They healed him up on a ship or wherever they had to heal him up. He came out 5 days or whatever the story is. I mean, I'm not the one to start quoting the Bible, but he came back and he's normal. So
there's things similar to this that's explained even in, and I know this may sound irrelevant, things like Rick and Morty kind of almost portray certain scenarios. Like that scenario, for example, Moses went up on the hill, right? I think it was Moses, right? When Moses went up on that hill, alien could have came in from another portal. Here, hey, oh yeah, by the way, tell him this, and took off. You know.
I mean, parting water.
You feel me? You know what I'm saying? Like it.
Parting at sea seems like something that would be I mean, don't get me wrong. It can be mystical or spiritual, whatever. But to me, it sounds like everything. What do they say? Everything magic is just science that hasn't been explained yet.
Yeah.
So if it's magic or whatever it is, it's probably just a science or technology that we can't or couldn't or still can't explain. I mean, it could be to this day. It could be just a culture that was so strong. They're up in space. He says, "I want this to happen." He makes it happen.
Yo, can you go over there and tap the mouse pad on the computer really quick, just to wake the screen up? See, I feel like with like the parting the like sea thing. I don't know why I'm still on this alien thing, but like, don't you feel like
it's an alien-esque thing, isn't it?
If an alien ship came down and was floating there,
it would
like
push
a helicopter, it would push the water to the sides and it would split the water.
I have the perfect. I don't know if I want to call it theory, but
and they didn't know what to call it. So
the pyramids, those aliens, those tools that's in each one of those hieroglyphics' hands, were probably not these. They weren't these weapons and wands. They were just simple power tools of an extraterrestrial descent.
Yeah.
That drill, that plasma cutter that we don't have now, that we're just now getting into plasma again after it's one of those lost traits. It's a lost trait, but not in a way we view it as a lost trait. It's somewhere down there where you're still finding history, things about certain things we're just finding now. Like, oh, we didn't know there was a whole other language 30 years ago.
They just found out. They just found. Yeah. Like, I mean.
Oh, you want to know about what they just found? I'm so sorry to cut you off. I'm really sorry. There was a sinkhole in China. Mm-hmm. It went down, I think, said 300 feet. Mm-hmm. But the fucking, like, all the plants and shit and the grass and the trees in there were, like, a couple 100 feet tall. Mm-hmm. And shit. And there's, like, a whole new ecosystem in there. So it's, like, what the fuck is in our core?
They say plants need sunlight to grow. I'm not disagreeing with that. There is sunlight needed to grow. Not all plants require sunlight to grow, right?
Right.
So
obviously
let's base things on evolution. If a plant needs to survive, or an animal either evolves or it dies off. We as human beings evolved, supposedly, whatever the case may be. Now, if there's plants, let's say there is a area in the earth where trees are growing and plants are growing fine. Those plants and trees have just adapted to growing with no sunlight. But don't forget, what is the major thing that's in the ground?
Water.
And?
Water and good soil.
Heat.
Yeah, there's heat in the ground too.
The deeper you're going towards the core, the more you're going to have heat.
True.
So all you really need is water and heat. And plants that have learned to adapt in an ecosystem where there is no sunlight, eventually some are going to thrive. And we're talking, how long has our Earth been here?
For as long as we know.
Billions of years, right? So over billions of years, you're telling me if there's a hole in the Earth, a big empty spot in the Earth, plants and trees are not going to eventually grow and thrive in some way, shape, or form? It's just going to be rock? I mean, moss will eventually evolve into a tree if you probably gave it enough time. I mean, it's just.
It would just be a big moss form, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
that is true.
Who's to say over 2 billion years a moss form isn't going to have roots as thick as a tree? So there's a lot to ponder.
Yeah.
Why don't we ever really? We have so much ocean and so much under us right now. Why don't we do more research about what's in our planet opposed to what's around our planet? Maybe we know what's in our planet. We just don't really want to say.
I feel like
we just found a huge nickel deposit that's 800 miles long.
What?
Nickel deposit. It's a big giant ball.
Oh, I thought you said a nickel deposit or a nickel deposit. Some shit with NIG. I'm about to say, what did you just say?
Wow, thanks.
Nickel deposit.
I listen. I'm Syrian, but I still know what words not to use, buddy. Thank you. Go ahead.
So, I just came up with this theory just now. Hate to jump back to it, but back to this Egypt shit. Imagine, what if all the pyramids, right, were mountains? What if Egypt had mountains at one point, and the people carved them down into the pyramids, and that's why there's all that sand there, just all the dust from.
I don't think the sand is from that, but what I think, I mean, there is a logical assumption that there could just be big rocks there that were carved down.
Yeah.
It would make more logical sense that they were carved, but then let's get a little bit more detail though. I would believe that, I would go with that, but the elaborate tunnels and traps they have inside the pyramids to stop people from hunting them,
There's no traps in pyramids. That's only in the movies. I watched a documentary on
There
that.
are traps.
There's
They're
traps.
They're not like they're not like arrows shooting out the walls, but there's definitely like spots where like the walls will cave in if you trigger certain points.
There are traps in the actual tombs. They don't keep the pharaohs in the pyramids. They keep them in the tombs, which are a couple miles away from the pyramids.
Right, but okay. So here's a question though: how they dig into that rock? So like.
And make holes and shit.
Right. I mean, like that would be some extra stuff. I mean, like they would never be able to do such a clean cut like those halls. They'd have to be stacked and built and stuff like that.
They had help from something.
I'm not disagreeing. I don't think I know the little pulley systems they had and all these fancy things. They probably used elephants.
That wasn't enough.
They probably used elephants and big animals like that to do the same, like to do some pulling too. But at the same time, it's not logical.
Because even with the stuff that we have today, we can't build it as fast and as good as they did back then with nothing.
Right.
Like we have cranes, bulldozers, everything.
No, I think there is definitely a story behind it. We'll never know. I mean, we might know. I mean, if they ever decide to touch back down.
Check the camera, see what the battery's on. Oh my God, our battery is bad low.
Well, we can always cancel for this one. We can do a part 2 if we want to.
Yeah, we'll just have to get a part 2 or something, or we could just call it here and we could just say,
you can call it here.
Good talk.
Yeah.
Battery's low.
Nice meeting everybody.
So, all right. Yeah, this is a part 1.
Have a great one.
Hell yeah. All right. That was a good one, guys.
Just make sure we didn't sound like a bunch of crazies when you post that. Or cut that last little bit out too.
Oh yeah.
But no, yeah, I think that